What is up? I got Garrett while he was eating. Heck yeah.
Hey, man's gotta eat.
Surprise.
Mom's a wreck today.
Surprise.
Surprise, motherlicker.
What is up, everybody? Good to see everybody in chat. Sorry we're a little bit late. I got on late, so it's my fault this time. I'll take the blame. Garrett was on time.
Once.
Well, he was as late as I was. There we go.
Fair enough.
Oh, emo Garrett. It's not a phase. It was never a phase.
Not a phase, Mom. Good, Anakin. Good. Darth Garretus.
Oh, let me take my nerd glasses off.
It's fetching cold where I live right now. Like, I slept with like 5 blankets on last night, and I'm still cold, so I'm just rocking the hoodie today because I'm just freezing.
Yeah, I just pulled out the hoodies from the storage unit.
Oh
It's
my gosh.
just now starting to get cold enough to wear a hoodie. It's like mid-50s.
Oh, boo-hoo. dude. So, what's up?
What's up? How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody had a good holiday weekend. Did you get any rest, Garrett?
Rest? What's rest?
I slept a lot. No, I didn't actually. That's a lie. I didn't sleep in at all during the holiday weekend. I got up and cooked on Thursday. Made my first apple pie.
Whoa.
And then I went and, sorry, people who don't hunt, but I murdered some ducks Saturday and Sunday. In cold blood.
Speaking
Real
of
FPS.
speaking of hunting, there's a trending game right now on the MetaQuest that's called Hunting Simulator. And it just came out of nowhere, and it's trending right now. So hunting's trending on VR right now. So
I need to check that out. I went duck hunting for the first time ever, and it was a blast. Yeah,
literally blasting ducks out of the sky.
Yeah, 45 of them in 2 days.
Holy! What's the limit down there?
6 per person.
Oh, that's not bad.
So we went. It was my dad and I, and then both times we had 3 additional people with us, so we could kill more. And then I got home and cut up all the meat. So now we got duck meats.
Yo, does duck meat actually taste good down there? Because up here, it's like hit or miss.
Depends on the duck, I think. I haven't cooked it up yet. I need to get it all cooked up. I just prepared it all. So I have 2 different duck species, I guess, chopped up. And I'm going to try to see the difference between the 2. One was a bigger duck, and one was a smaller duck. I've heard that the smaller ducks taste better. That's what my dad said. So we'll see.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. I feel like a duck hunting game would be like really fun in virtual reality.
Dude, duck hunting is amazing.
It's so chill.
So I was talking to somebody about this today. For me, I like hunting and fishing. And like, I don't know. The things I enjoy about them are I like fly fishing because I tie a lot of flies. I tie my own flies. And what you're trying to do is imitate nature. You're trying to create something that tricks the fish into thinking that it's a bug. And like fish aren't stupid, right? If they see something that's not something that they're going to eat, they're just not going to eat it. So you have to mimic it really well. And then with duck hunting, it was pretty similar. Like we were laying in blinds on the ground. We had these little like doors over us. And then we would just watch. We had mesh over our faces. We'd watch and see the ducks fly over. And then if they started flying over us, they would call them in. So like to see us be able to imitate the sound of a duck, have decoys out and confuse them enough that they went and flew out, turn around 180 degrees, and then like we tricked them into thinking there are actually other ducks there. Like to me, that is the thing that's super interesting about hunting is you have to be convincing and you have to do a good job of confusing the animals, and it's not easy. Like that's why it's a
whole
fun
art
thing.
Yeah, it's an
art style for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's cool. I feel like I was actually talking because my in-laws are big into hunting.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it a few times myself, but like I'm not obsessed with it. It's like it's here nor there for me. Not the biggest fan of murdering things all the time.
Yeah, I get that for sure. Like,
no hate to anyone who loves that, and like no hate to anyone who doesn't like that. I see both sides, but
yeah,
I can respect like the grind that it takes for hunting and stuff. Like, that's crazy. Like, people have to put some serious hours, especially for like deer hunting and stuff right now. You have to like go track down the animal, the thing that can go can travel like hundreds of miles in a day. Freaking wild.
And I would say I didn't hunt growing up. My parents got into hunting when I was in college. So I've only been hunting a couple times, hunting like boars and stuff. With boars, you kill them because there's pests, right?
Right.
So that's kind of, but I don't ever hunt things that I'm not going to try and eat. Like, there are a lot of people that just kill to kill.
Yeah.
I believe, like, if I'm going to kill it, I'm going to take it home and butcher it or make sure that somebody's
I'm the same way
using it.
Gotta eat it.
So, like, I went and I plucked a ton of feathers off the ducks so that I could make fly fishing flies using feathers from ducks that I killed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then I went and like cleaned the animals so that I can cook them later. And I have a bunch of recipes I want to make, like duck à l'orange. Play around with that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was a good time.
Duck's really good in Japanese curry. I've tried that a couple times.
I'll give it a try.
Nice. Anyway, welcome to the new hunting podcast.
Yeah. Hey, it's okay to be a nerd and to enjoy going outside.
I've said this before. Everyone's a nerd about something, okay?
Yeah.
Whether it's sports, hunting, like video games, everyone's nerd is different. It's all good. Yeah. It's all good. Anyway.
Sail Thief, I do like Ghost a lot. I appreciate the Ghost love. It's one of my favorite brands. I got my case.
Oh gosh. Is that the energy drink that tastes like milk?
No, they do they do oh no, okay. That one's the chocolate milk company I had. That one's called Spilt. Ghost was a supplement company before.
Show me a supplement company that tastes like the like milk after cereal and stuff.
Oh, that's the protein shakes. Yeah. They do the protein shakes that have milk flavored cereals. So like fruit cereal.
Oh, okay.
Ghost, yeah. So Ghost was a supplement company first, and they got into the energy drink market. They actually sold to Dr. Pepper Keurig this year at $1 billion valuation. I think they sold like 40% of the company, so they sold $400 million.
Congrats to them.
Yeah, it's been my favorite supplement company for years. They have like a really good behind the brand YouTube series where they show like the creation of their products, and they were one of the first companies to do full transparency labels where they have all of the ingredients listed at the exact quantities that they're listed.
I was gonna ask about clean ingredients. Like, how do they do with like good stuff like that? They're good about it.
So they're more expensive, Ghost, because they do use patented ingredients a lot. Like I said, full transparency. So they were one of the first companies to make sure that you knew what you were putting in your body. Whereas like when we were in high school, you had Jacked 3D and it was like, who knew what was in there? The guys who started the company went to jail. They had like trace amounts of arsenic in there.
Yeah, we had Bucked Up around here, which they're still in business, so they didn't get in too much trouble. But the guy has a helicopter and he flies it all the time. So like he's making boo-boo bucks. And I'm like, there ain't no way that's healthy for you. So it made some people just like it was crazy.
So, and yeah, Ghost as well. The other thing I love about them, they do officially licensed flavors. So like they work with Sour Patch Kids to make a Sour Patch flavor. They have a Sonic red cherry limeade.
Ooh.
That's the exact same flavor as a Sonic cherry limeade in an energy drink. So they do a lot of hard work to make sure that they're putting out the best product, which I really respect.
I respect that. I love companies who are at least think about their consumer and aren't just like, give us money.
Exactly. Yeah.
Crazy.
Cool stuff, man. What'd you do over the weekend?
Kept Sail VR from crashing. We had our Black Friday sale event through Cyber Monday, and it was wild. We had the most that was the craziest weekend ever, and it broke many a times, so didn't get much sleep on that one. But yeah, I actually played a lot of Fortnite with my brother-in-law and his cousins.
Fun. Fork knife.
Yeah, there's a game mode that I actually kind of want to play on stream with him sometime. It's called Brain Rot Box Fights.
Okay.
And basically the way it works is you're put in this arena with the other players, but each round you get to choose a power-up that's based off of a Brain Rot meme.
Okay.
It's so funny.
So what's the Skibidi toilet power-up?
I can't remember the Skibidi toilet one. The one that I thought was so funny is there's this one called John Pork, where it's like it just puts this giant PNG in front of your character that says John Pork is calling you, and everyone else in the server has that but you. And so like no one can see except for you. And then they have like a static one where you're just stupid fast, where you just move so fast. They had one with Peter Griffin. I can't remember what it was. Like there's one called Put the Fries in the Bag. And it's like if you shoot someone with it, they start this emote where they have fries in that like a McDonald's counter and they put it in the bag. It's funny, dude. It's just funny. But it was a dang good time.
My favorite meme right now is I'm just a chill guy.
Just a chill guy.
Yeah, just a chill guy.
I did a Salviar post with that.
Dude, it's my favorite one right now.
Some people hate it. It's crazy.
So we were around probably when memes started, right? We were in high school when memes started. Did I ever tell you about the secret meme page that I had in my high school?
No.
It was so I was a suck up student, right? Like I didn't do anything wrong in the eyes of my teachers. But me and a couple friends started a meme page for the high school where we'd make fun of the events that were happening around the school, and it's all anonymous. And we got told that if they ever figured out who we were, they were gonna like expel us from the school.
Little did they know you were just a chill guy.
I was just chilling. I was the vice president's like assistant for 2 class periods every single day. So I was sitting in the vice principal's office, just like waiting for him to ask me to do errands for him, posting memes about what was going on around campus.
Dude, behind enemy lines, dude. Behind enemy lines. That's funny.
The first responder in there hearing all the good gossip straight from the mouth of the vice principal.
So yeah, like the memes that I remember from high school. Do you remember the "you don't say" meme where it's dude, that one just made me laugh so hard. Like that was just my favorite one.
Bad News Brian.
Oh, Bad News.
All that stuff.
I forgot about Bad News Brian.
Yeah, dude.
We gotta bring a few of those back. Troll Face. I was definitely there at the beginning of Troll Face.
Yeah.
Good one. So good. So memes.
Well, cool. Did you see any like gaming news at all this week?
There's a couple things. So Minecraft is making a theme park. 2 of them.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's crazy.
Theme park coming out first in 2026 and then a second one in 2027. Not sure on location yet, but pretty small budget, which is kind of surprising. So they've been supposedly the reported budget is $110 million, which for context, like Super Nintendo World Japan took $600 million to build. So I'm kind of curious, like if they're like.
Well, the nice thing about Minecraft, you don't have to have crazy sculptures because they're just squares. You just gotta have a good painter.
No, I'm very curious though. I'm so curious because like I'm curious if they're gonna like link it to an existing park. I don't think so because they said they've partnered up with Merlin, who's the creators of Legoland. So I don't know. It's cool. Kind of an interesting one. I feel like a Minecraft theme park though could go so hard. Like there's such a loyal fan base. Haven't played it yet myself, but I'm gonna get there someday. 500,000 subs on YouTube, guys. I'll play Minecraft.
Oh my gosh, you're close.
I'm getting close. We're at 426.
That's crazy.
No, 433. Oh crap, 433.
Oh my gosh.
Yikes. Thanks, guys. Anyway, yeah, dude. It's so yeah. That was kind of the big thing I saw. Couple more things. What was the other thing that I was looking at? Oh, the PlayStation came out and said that they are working on a handheld device.
Yeah,
they're working on a new PlayStation Portable, which I'm all for. In all honesty, I was hoping that's what the PlayStation Portal was gonna be, but instead it's just like a cloud gaming device. But like freaking, I'm all for PlayStation Portable. If I could play stuff like Helldivers and stuff on it, that'd be tight.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, you saw the other PlayStation one that came out, right? That just connected to your PS5.
Yeah,
the thing was so crappy. Yeah.
Like it looked cool. I thought it looked dope. Like with the basically the PS5 controllers on the side and the screen.
Yeah.
I was like, same form factor, but actually be able to play games without a PlayStation.
Yeah, not live stream your PlayStation.
Yeah, for real.
From like it was the same house too. Like, why wouldn't you just go into the room with your PlayStation instead of just sitting in a different room playing your PlayStation and live streaming it to your device? I don't know. It was really
I don't know. It's an interesting use case. I know a lot of people who like at night when they're just chilling, like they like to chill with their significant other. And so like I think that's what they're going for is it's like, oh, you can chill on the couch and play PlayStation while someone watches TV, and that way you don't have to dual use like a system. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm with you. I don't feel like it hit the way it should have.
No. Well, I loved the PlayStation Vita and like PSP. Like they did a good job of making like handheld devices. Like it was so cool.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. I love the Switch. There's stuff missing from the Switch. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like PlayStation just goes with a different approach from it, I feel like.
I agree.
I don't want the Switch to be the only handheld device on the market. That kind of sucks.
Have you looked into the Steam Deck at all?
Yeah, I bought an emulation device, kind of like a Steam Deck, so I could play Xbox games and older.
Interesting.
I've looked at the Steam Deck. It's just so expensive. And like at that point, why not just buy a new computer if I really wanted to invest in something like that? Like I get it, but at the same time, like that's a lot of money.
It's one of the like I don't own a Steam Deck yet, but ironically, he's one of my more popular characters in the Breadbox videos I do.
Really?
Just because I have him doing the soldier accent from TF2. So people love that. They eat that up. But I've been wondering lately, because one of the things I want to start doing is my brother, whose account, like everyone went and boosted a couple of weeks ago when I asked them to, for a wedding present. He loves Helldivers, right? And so I really want to stream Helldivers with him, but he doesn't have anything. Like he doesn't have a PlayStation, he doesn't have an Xbox, he doesn't have jack squat that he can play Helldivers on. So I'm like, okay, bro, just come over and we'll stream Helldivers, and you can play on one device and I'll play on another. But I was thinking like, oh man, if it worked on Steam Deck, I could get him a Steam Deck and he could sit there and play on Steam Deck while I play on the PlayStation, and we could, co-stream like that. And then like I could do stuff like that for streams in the future, have people come play with me on non-split screen games, but at least still have them in front. I don't know. It's a whole thing. Another Garrett technical difficulty waiting to happen thing.
Yes, definitely. None of that ever works the way that it should.
Oh man, you should have seen yesterday's omnidirectional treadmill stream. It was literally just troubleshooting for 2 hours.
I do want to cover that later. I want to talk to you about it because I watched part of it, and you did get into it. I want to know like what your thoughts were, but
yeah,
after we finish our gaming news.
I like it. We'll get into it.
I have a fail for the weeks.
Really?
Oh yeah, gaming fail. I mean, you probably saw Elon Musk's tweet about him creating an AI game studio.
I did not see that. I don't touch Twitter or Blue Sky or any of those. Like, if you want to get canceled, you go on those apps. So I'm just avoiding it. No thanks.
I think it was. I saw it viral on like LinkedIn, even like it was everywhere. He basically said like, it's funny that video games are made by mega corporations for people who don't like mega corporations. Like video gamers are like anti-corporation people. So I'm going to make an AI game studio to make video games using my mega corporation and technology that people hate. Like it's the most bizarre tweet I've ever seen. But then PlayStation showed off its Minecraft like thing that was like all AI generated. Did you see that?
Yeah, I've seen that clip.
Like the AI in gaming, I think, is my fail of the week. It's just been crazy to see So I was reading an article about it today, actually. It's like AI doesn't make anything new. People
No.
have to remember that. Um, AI doesn't make anything new. It just copies from the repositories that it's fed.
Whatever its learning set is, yeah. Whatever the
Yeah.
data
So
is to train on.
you're never going to get a video game that makes new mechanics if it's all based off of AI. There's just going to be recycling what's ever fed to it.
Yeah.
It's never going to be innovative. And then, like, everybody wants the idea of, oh man, what if I just did this and you can kind of do whatever you want inside of a video game? But then it's like a simulation and people won't want to play it anymore. If it's kind of like an open world thing where you can do whatever you want, then it's like, okay, well, what's the actual objective? Like, there's no real game inside of it, and then you'll have to work with people to actually build out a game. Like, no game mechanics.
Yeah. So AI and video games is something that's really bothered me over the past year, because every time I've gotten into like an investor meeting with people who want to kind of invest in my game studio, they're always asking me like, what are you doing with AI? Since that's just a buzzword. It's just a buzzword right now, you know? Yeah. And it kind of pisses me off because I'm like, okay, first off, like, what kind of AI are you talking about? Are you talking about machine learning? Are you talking about like, you know, like stable diffusion? Like, what are you talking? And a lot of times they don't even know, you know, and the few people that do know, I'm like, okay, you pitched to me an idea that actually makes sense, you know? And to me, nothing gameplay wise makes sense with AI, you know? Like it kind of kills me that everyone's like, oh, AI games. What I see happening with AI and video games is eventually it's going to help create tools that speed up a lot of the tedious processes with video games, right? So like, for example, anti-cheats, right? Anti-cheating is a huge problem in video games, you know? Like, just look at Call of Duty. Like, no matter what they do to try to keep hackers out of the game, there are still people that somehow have aimbot within 24 hours of a new patch released, right? But I could definitely see someone coming up with an AI whatever that keeps changing up the game files in a way that only if you're connected into this AI algorithm would it ever make sense. That will basically eliminate cheating. That makes sense, you know? You know, AI, I've seen a lot of cool like AI moderation tools that are like listening into voice chat and stuff to tell like what kind of people are toxic and disable voice chat accordingly.
Yeah.
There's lots of stuff like that I feel like AIs be useful for, but like as far as AI creating video games, I don't think it should be in charge of creating video games. I think it could be like a useful tool for people who maybe don't have the coding skills to get, you know, 90% of the way there. But I don't know. I saw a study that literally says if something has AI in its title, it is less likely to sell. Like it is statistically proven to sell worse than something that doesn't have AI in the name. So anyway.
Yeah, I think AI has things that it will be good at, but you always need people to help it. I think, like in an open world game, being able to jump in and like communicate in a new way with people would be fun. Like you still have to have a main storyline. It's like Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Yeah.
Because in Dungeons and Dragons, in theory, you can do whatever you want, but there's an overarching theme, and then like the DM will make up concepts and stuff. But if you're like completely ignoring the campaign, it won't be fun. I don't know. You could like go into Dungeons and Dragons and live a mundane life as like a bartender if you wanted to, like type of a thing.
But like, who's actually going to do
game.
that? Yeah. This is what I always tell people is like, I'm sorry, but do you actually want to know the great grandparents of some random NPC on the street that's not idle? Like, sure, that's cool. It's not worth the overhead it takes to like generate that with ChatGPT and store it and keep it going. You know, it's just I just don't see that yet. I've seen a lot of. But again, it's a buzzword right now. Like people are people are just jumping onto it because it's going like it's the hype thing right now. And that's one of the things that drives me crazy about like the funding world is whenever there's, you know, this whatever shiny new object, they just throw billions of dollars at it and most of that money will just disappear. Like it won't go anywhere, But because you've got the right buzzwords and you say the right things, they invest in you. It's just rather than like actually looking at good statistics and whatnot. But
yeah,
whatever. I digress.
Well, I do think what Popover said, 20 years we'll have a Samsung smart refrigerator running Cyberpunk 2077. I think it's fun to like think about because AI it could be good for porting things.
Yeah,
I think that's a really good use case.
That's fair. Porting would be good. Localization, like translating things into different languages,
different regions.
I
saw the Coca-Cola did a Christmas ad that was mostly made with AI.
Yikes.
Which sucked. People hated it, but the coolest thing about it was they had 20 versions of it, and it was regionalized based off of the area it was being broadcasted. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, AI has been such an interesting thing to watch in like the social media space, especially and like marketing, because like it's still pretty obvious when things are AI.
Yeah.
And different companies are taking different approaches. Like both YouTube and TikTok make you label your post if it's done at all with AI, which I think is cool. But I also just feel like some people just like they can tell if it's AI and they just like you just don't interact with it as well as you would with something else, Anyway.
There is something interesting that's being done with AI that I think is hilarious. So Garrett's known me for a long time, chat. He knows I love those crazy, weird, like 3D animated things, like cool 3D world. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that stuff, chat.
No.
Or deadmau5 has a music video for his song Monophobia, where it's just like a bunch of 3D models that are doing a random AF shiz. I love that kind of stuff, and AI is empowering that so much more.
I hate that stuff.
Hilarious.
Oh, yuck.
It's so funny.
No, thank you. Be gone, foul creations. But like to that sense of things, like AI animation, like animation is a whole crazy thing, But being able to like generate animations instead of for like video games would be great using AI. But
yeah,
I
don't know. I have mixed feelings about that. After working with so many animators for a while, there's so many steps to it, to like model art and creation and animation, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Any way you skin it, you're going to be either replacing or like lowering people's interactivity with a product. So it has to be done in collaboration with people.
For sure. Yeah. I found an L. I found a gaming L this week.
Okay.
So did you ever play X Defiant from Ubisoft?
Yeah. I saw they're closing it down.
They're closing it down. I actually really like that shooter. I actually played it quite a bit. When especially when Black Ops 6 was looking like no one was going to play it, I was kind of checking out like what's the Call of Duty substitutes, And X Defiant was one of them. Free to play, had some really fun game modes, great gun gameplay, like pretty fun, unique game modes that that Call of Duty doesn't have. I had a really good time with it, but yeah, it looks like they're closing it down. Ubisoft's in trouble, dude. Like they keep swinging and missing. It's bad. I don't know what they're gonna do. So that's another like I'm pretty sure that's the third studio they've closed this year.
That's crazy.
Ugh. Like were they the ones that did Concord? The shooter Concord?
No.
Is that someone else?
That was Sony, I believe, wasn't it?
Was it? Oh man. I read an interesting thing this week about like celebrity businesses that have like gone bankrupt this year. Like what's his name? LeBron James, his producing company went bankrupt.
He lost like $10 million.
23.
Oh, $23 million.
$23 million. The guys that produced like the new Space Jam movie and stuff. Yeah, they lost 23 million. But kind of wild. All this stuff that just seems to be flopping so hard. Like it's no. Like, is that something that we should be concerned about how fast these AAA titles are flopping?
I think it's promising, honestly. Like, I love the idea that video games people aren't putting up with trash anymore. They've been putting up with trash forever.
It's true.
We've been putting up with trash like freaking loot boxes and Battlefield or Battleground, whatever it was, the Star Wars one. Like, I don't know. People are taking back control from the AAA studios to make them make things that we actually want. Like, it sucks. People are out of jobs, and that sucks. But like in desperate times, people innovate, and I think that if you have a bunch of people stuck at AAA studios not innovating, just kind of doing their everyday tasks, like there are a lot of people who have really good skills that are just losing potential being at a studio like that in a lot of senses.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that a lot of like really talented people are saying like, "Hey, like I'm available for hire,"
Yeah.
and they're taking smaller contracts and stuff on things because like they just needed work, and that's gonna put some really talented people probably into the indie industry, which is awesome.
Yep.
So
it just makes AAA studios need to have a higher standard, which is great.
That I feel like this has been the long lasting like problem with AAA is they're so focused on money at that point because they have 50,000 employees, they've got to keep the lights on, and so they just focus on money. And obviously, like if you're focused on money, you're gonna lose. What's the saying? Like you lose the forest in the trees or something like that.
Yeah.
Like you forget, like the only reason people are gonna play your game is if it's something they actually want to play. If it's fun, like it has to be inherently fun, and if it's not, then you're out of luck.
Well, I'm hoping like right now, if people aren't taking risks in video games, they're losing money. In the past, it was like if you're taking risks, you're going to potentially lose money, but now they're not taking risks and they're losing money. So it's like, well, maybe you got to start trying to do something new again.
Yeah.
And there'll always be game genres where that's not the case, like FIFA, whatever. Like you're gonna buy the new update with the new players and whatever it is, people just will play that forever. Or like Madden, but
right. But like what happens in like 5 years when someone comes up with like a free to play version of that, where it's just instead of obviously contracts will hold where it's like FIFA has a contract with EA and they will never like release the name, image, and likeness stuff of their players, blah blah blah. But yeah, it's not the best way of going about things.
Chat's making some really good points though, like about animations. Like just having a bad small part of an animation can really destroy a whole product.
It's that uncanny valley thing. Like if even one thing is wrong, you'll notice.
Ubisoft taking L with Assassin's Creed Shadows. I agree. Like Ghosts of Yotei is going to be so much better, but it's FromSoft, right? So who knows where that's going to be?
Is that FromSoft?
I thought it was.
Are they Ghosts? I don't know if they are. Hang on, let me double check that. Ghosts of Yotei is developed by Sucker Punch Productions.
Oh, Sucker Punch.
Yeah. Okay. Ghosts of Yotei is awesome. Ghosts of Tsushima?
Yeah.
Great. Just such a we needed someone new in that space. Ubisoft's been flailing. I feel like before, if you wanted a cool like era specific game, you expected Ubisoft to do it, but they've just been flopping lately with their Assassin's Creed, in my opinion. And so like I'm really glad to see someone new in the space shaking things up because I think we need that.
Yeah. But IITVR has asked this question a couple times. I'm going to answer it. For high-end VR spenders, what are good accessories? $250 for accessories is a lot.
$250 budget, good VR accessories. Yeah, so the one, like, I can always recommend a Halo strap. Kiwi Design just came out with one that's fantastic. I personally use the Bobo VR that has the replaceable batteries just because I love the ability to hot swap. And so like basically you can never run out of battery. That'll run you like $75 US. So that's a great one. Facial interface, super worth it. Grips. Kiwi Design has the best Quest 3 controller grips ever. Definitely go check those out. What else? Rechargeable batteries. I can't say it enough. Like the Quest, because it has AA batteries, don't waste any more money on buying AA batteries. Just buy rechargeable ones and never have to buy them again. But
cool.
Those are my controller grips, straps, headset, mini fan. Can't super recommend a mini fan. That I haven't tried one that I liked yet. I'm trying to think of what other stuff I have. If you play PC games at all, I highly recommend the Kiwi Design PC. What is it called? Their link cable. It's so much better than Oculus's. It doesn't fray or get bent or anything. It's just super solid. What else have I been sent lately that I've liked? I have a lot of stuff going on with some VR accessory people.
Heck yeah. Have you ever used the I'm trying to remember the name of their company now. They make a golf grip for like Walkabout Mini Golf.
Yeah, they reached out to me, and I just don't play those games. So I was like, I don't think this is worth it for me. Yeah, I've seen that. I don't know. I'd be very curious. I was gifted what's it called? Golf Plus. It's like a super popular app in on the MetaQuest store. But I've never even opened it. But I have a bunch of buddies from high school who love golf, and I've been trying to figure out a way to like get them into VR so they can play the games that I want to play with them. And so like that's one of them. Like,
hard to get your friends. I've been trying to get my friends to buy VR headsets for years.
It's hard, dude. I've constantly been thinking about like what is it that I could get my friends into this game for, and honestly, the things that I keep showing them, I go pretty hard on Breachers because all of my friends like we play Call of Duty like pretty much every night together, and so I've been showing them like Breachers and being like, hey, like dude, like imagine FBI SWAT another team together, like that'd be super sick. And they're like, I don't know, dude. It's fetching hard. It's hard to get people into it unless they kind of see the vision, you know?
Yeah. I think golf is fun. Obviously, it's not super realistic, but I love Walkabout Mini Golf. Again, I'm just going to say that. I think that's one of the best games that's come out in a long time for like a sports game. Hopefully we can talk to the guy who made that sports game in the near future, but
I am texting him. I'm going to see if he can't come on next week.
I asked him. A fun thing, hopefully, for you guys in chat.
We'll get some. We're going to start seeing if we can't bring some of the other cool VR game creators on here, guys, and we can do kind of more of a Q&A with them. See how it goes.
And for people who are new, there's been a lot of people who've jumped onto this for the first time today. This is obviously different than Garrett's normal stuff that he posts on his YouTube channel. We do a podcast once a week. So we took a week-long break for the holidays in the United States, but we do a podcast every week. We talk about video game and XR news. I am Garrett's friend from college. We started developing in XR at the same time. He went the VR game route. I went the augmented route with like more commercial stuff. I do web-based augmented reality and virtual reality, whereas he does native headset stuff. So same industry, very different tech. But yeah, we do this every week, and it's called the Practically Reality Podcast, posted to the Amazon, Spotify, and Apple. And we just kind of shoot the breeze, talk about stuff. We're still trying to figure out exactly what he wanted it to be, but it's fun. So
we do this anyway, so we figured we might as well make it a podcast. So
yes.
Okay, that reminded me of the other thing I did over the break. I tried out the Apple Vision Pro for the first time.
Oh, how's that? That's fun.
So I went to the actual Apple store and did their official like demo. And oh geez. Apparently there's a giant crate package on my porch. Great. Not sure what that is. Anyway, so I went to the Apple store and signed up to do their demo because we were upgrading a phone for my wife. And I was like, oh, we're going to be here a minute. Like, I might as well do the demo and like check it out. I'm not going to lie. I was not impressed. Like,
really?
It was. So they decided the thing that bothered me the most, and actually I heard someone else talk about this before, and I really saw this in action. They have decided that your eye should be like the end all be all. Yeah, for focus. I hated that. And I'm not sure if that's because I'm so used to like metas like your finger is, but there were so many times where I was like trying to focus on one thing, but like click on another thing. You know what I'm saying? And so my eyes would dart and it was really hard to get like an accurate click because my eyes, like your eyes just dart around naturally, you know? It's not something you get a very smooth like selection thing, which is why like, you know, your mouse on the keyboard, like a mouse and keyboard is so much smoother, you know?
Yeah.
So I thought I was kind of unimpressed with that. The hand tracking was good though, like for what it was, like it was really good. Um, honestly, I could not tell the difference between those displays and the Quest 3. Which like everyone's like, oh, this is like basically like having an 8K monitor. And I was like, really? Couldn't tell.
Maybe you need glasses too.
Maybe it's that bad. There was definitely a few things that were kind of noticeable about it, right? Like I could see I don't know how to explain it. Like maybe at more of a distance, it kind of was a little bit clearer. Like seeing your phone was a lot more clear up close because it had more pixel density, but like not noticeably enough that it was like that much better than the Quest 3. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of unimpressive to me. Super uncomfortable. It's a super heavy headset, surprisingly. And then but incredible like spatial awareness stuff. Like for what they did with mixed reality, like that was some of the best I've ever seen.
Cool. I think that's the most important thing about it all is like that mixed reality focus.
It was good.
That's really the big keynote of, to me, the Apple Vision Pro.
I think like there's a lot of things that I feel like will pay off long term. Like you could definitely tell that their developers are held to some sort of standard, whereas Meta's like do whatever you want, right? So like, you know, Windows worked really well within whatever space you were in, because like I'm pretty sure the rule is like first you define a space and everything has to exist within the space. So nothing doesn't make sense. Like sometimes with the Meta headset, you can get a window that's floating 5,000 feet out there. Like that never happens with the Vision Pro. Like it will always exist in context of where you're at in a way that makes sense, you know? Which, oh my gosh, Meta is going to shoot themselves in the foot with their latest update on their app. My gosh, it pisses me off. I got the Quest 3. Did I tell you about this? I got the Quest 3S and went to set it up, and it took me, no joke, 20 minutes to find the button on their app to set up a Quest 3S.
Dude, I talked to a lady that's older than us. I don't know exactly how old she is, but she has like a 12-year-old, I think. She just bought her first headset. It was a 3S. I was going to like talk to her about her experience with it, just from like a user experience testing curiosity. And she was sending me messages on LinkedIn, and she was setting it up. And she couldn't figure out how to set it up, and she put it back in the box and shipped it back.
Yeah,
after like an hour.
It's gonna happen to a ton of people unless they update their app. It's ridiculous. It is hidden in the craziest spot, and they require you to get onto the app and set up your headset, and they're not.
That's
ready.
Crazy.
Like, it's so frustrating. I'm literally going to make a tutorial before Christmas so everyone knows how to do it, because I want to see VR succeed, but it's that bad. It's just so frustrating. This has been my frustration with Meta from the beginning, is they keep doing these things to intentionally shoot themselves in the foot. Like, why did they switch from Oculus to Meta? There was no point in that. Like, they had so much good SEO
I still
with
call
Oculus.
it Oculus.
No, everyone does. I'll get in like Ubers and taxis and stuff when I'm on business trips, and they'll ask you, you know, like, oh, what do you do for a living? It's like, oh, I make virtual reality things. And like, oh, on the Oculus, no one calls it the MetaQuest. You know, I always have to say, oh, on the Oculus. Like, people knew what the Oculus was. It was like a household name, and they're just like, nah, we're just toss that out the window. Meta. Ugh. Yeah. Anyway, obviously, I have strong feelings about that, but like, I just like honestly, one of the reasons why I don't think VR has gone mainstream is because of who's pushing the forefront. You know, like if they had just
for sure
followed the like course of history, like I despise Horizon Worlds, and it is shoved down your throat every time you get into the headset. It's like, check out these latest Horizon Worlds. There's like 20 people in them. It's like, no one cares. Stop. But it's the first thing that shows up in your headset. It's the first thing that you're able to jump into. Like I don't even think you can uninstall it on the headset. Like you have to have it on your headset. It's just like, dude, what?
Yeah, they've taken such a loss on it because they can, selling it so much cheaper than what they're manufacturing it for. Like I remember for a while with the original Quest, they were losing money on every single headset that they sold.
They are, with the expectation that software sales would make up for it, which I'm guessing they have. You know, considering that
Yeah,
top games like Gorilla Tag are making like 100 million plus a year in revenue, like they're easily making
yeah,
up the difference.
and like it's just hard because who can compete with that unless you're a Google or a Meta or an Apple or a
Exactly.
freaking and like Google, they're a train wreck when it comes.
Google's all over the place right now. Did you see that the Trade Commission is trying to make them split Chrome from Google because they declared it a monopoly?
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's a active lawsuit going on. This is my understanding. There's a lawsuit going on where basically they decided that Google created a monopoly of search engines and Chrome needs to be divested from the company in order to be considered non-monopolistic.
Interesting.
Which, I don't know. I actually don't use Chrome anymore. I've been using Edge, and
Yeah,
it's so much more efficient than Chrome.
really.
Yeah, like my computer doesn't turn on the fans every 20 seconds because it's running all the memory possible. Chrome is crazy with its inefficiencies. Yeah. But yeah, I've been running Edge since I got this new computer, and it's been nice. Like I got nothing against Edge. I've been liking it.
That's good.
So I don't know. Kind of weird tech news for you, chat.
Yeah. I was gonna say about the Apple stuff. We've not been critical of Apple, right? We've been very like, hey, what they did was what they did. It was good. Like I think that it's not a total L. Like I think it's still really good for the industry. I don't know if you've ever looked at like our socials. We get called like Apple simps all the time.
Do we actually?
Yeah. And the funny thing, neither one of us, that was your first time using the Vision Pro, and I've never used the Vision Pro. So like, how can we be Apple simps?
I mean,
we haven't even used the product.
I mean, like I'll admit, like I love Apple like phones and stuff. I don't actually use computers and stuff anymore. I'm a PC guy. I've been for a while. I don't do the watch. I had a watch at one point, but I didn't buy it myself. It was a gift, you know. So it's like yeah, I use their product, but not like I'm not like some of those people who are it's like Apple releases anything and they carve out their last kidney to get it, you know.
Yeah.
But okay, that's fine. We can be Apple Sims, I guess.
Just a funny tidbit of information.
I do love their credit card though. Like of all the credit cards I've used, like Apple's credit card, it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's super simple, very clear, good rewards for like using it and stuff.
And it's easy to access the rewards.
Extremely easy, and like the rewards incentivize like the right things too. Like you get more for using the Apple Pay, which is the most fantastic way to pay for things. By the way, I love Apple Pay. The no touch where you can just like put it up to a screen. That's one of the best inventions of the 21st century, in my opinion. Like contactless payment is fantastic.
Agreed.
But
I want to hear a little bit about the treadmill.
The treadmill,
because we're hitting 48 minutes already. So let's jump in. I want to hear about it.
So again, first off, I gotta say that Cat VR, like they sent it to me, and I am doing like posts and stuff for them as an agreement, but like I am allowed to express my honest opinion on it. So, but I do need to tell you guys, like Cat VR did send me this guy. So first impressions, again, I haven't used it much. Yesterday was literally the first time on stream, live with chat was the first time I jumped into it and tried it out and tried to get it all set up, like from a working perspective. I put it together a while ago, which like that's the first thing we got to talk about. Like this thing came in the heaviest package I have ever seen. Like no joke, it was a like 300-pound, and like crazy. It makes sense. Like if we let's see if I can get this in frame so we can see it. No, wrong way. There's the beast. Let's take this thing down. So this is the treadmill, right? It's pretty sweet, but it's huge, right? There's this giant plate on the floor that it has to sit on, and it takes up a lot of space for like anything to work, So the package it came in was huge and it was super heavy. And I felt so bad for the FedEx guy who had to deliver that to my doorstep because like he was there for a while. And I just imagine he was just trying to like get it to the door. It's huge. Yeah. It was huge. Putting it together was kind of a pain because like all of this stuff, all this standy uppy stuff was in different pieces. So I had to like collapse it all. I don't know what to call it. All of this stuff was in different pieces.
Yeah.
And it was all like what do you call it? It was all zip tied in the craziest ways with like these like industrial zip ties. So like I was like using like a saw to like get it out. That's but funny. Like overall, getting it put together wasn't too bad. Like it was about what you'd expect out of like building like a pretty complicated IKEA furniture or something like that. So all things told, like getting it set up, a bit of a pain, but like that was like the best I could expect for what it is, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, getting it built and stuff, not too bad. It's just big. Like the biggest thing about this is it is a big thing. You know, in order for me to use it, I have to like drag it out into the middle of my office and it takes up like the entirety of the space. And like, this is where I keep it when I'm not using it so that it's just kind of out of the way. But it like, there's no going to that. Like, there's still like quite a bit of room over here in my office. I just don't go there.
You can't get over there at all.
Like, that's dead to me. I can't go over there. It's a death trap.
This is the spot where the sun doesn't
That is the dark place. We don't go there. So it's really big. It would be nice if they could come up with some version of it where it like collapsed up nicely for storage. Like that would be one of my things that I would be like, that would be cool. But so that's my thoughts on the setup. So yesterday was when I was finally like, all right, let's jump into a game. Now they sent me the version of it that comes with this little device so that you can play it with the Quest. And that's what I was really interested in. I was really interested to see, like, does it work with just the standalone headset? Because I feel like that's what the majority of my audience is looking for, right? Like most of them are Quest gamers, and it's hard to get a PC capable of running VR these days for a decent price. And so I was looking at like, okay, like would this work for just a casual Quest gamer? And it does, but it's a little weird, if that makes sense. Okay. So the way that it works is at some point you do have to plug it into a PC and it will install like how do you say it? Proprietary software onto your Quest. Mm-hmm. And basically that software connects to this little dongle thing that you connect to your Wi-Fi router. And then it talks between your headset and the device, which why do we zoom?
You made the hand sign.
I made the hand sign. All the secret handshakes. Jeez. Okay, so trying to get that installed, like at some point you do have to plug it into a computer and install the proprietary software, which I want to say you could do that on any computer, but I'm not sure. So that's like an issue right there, is at some point you do have to connect it to a like you have to download the software onto a computer and get it working with your headset. And then once you're actually in the headset, what they do is you can see all the games that you have installed and that they're compatible with. Like somehow they read through your library and they look at it. And for each game, you have to install like a patch.
Oh, package. Okay.
Yeah. Which
I totally get that.
It makes sense. But so like, for example, yesterday I was playing Breachers, right? And I installed the package and Breachers detected like abnormalities. And so it wouldn't let me play online.
Oh.
So it detected it as if it was like a hack. Yeah.
Okay.
So instead of letting me play the game as it's normally intended, it was like, you're not allowed to play online. We detected something wrong with your files, which is typically like what they do for hacking. And so I had to play offline, which like that was really fun. Like actually playing it was really fun. I didn't figure out how to calibrate it right. So it wasn't quite tracking like 1-to-1 to what I would expect my movement to be. And so that made it a little tricky, but I feel like as soon as I figure out the calibration, it's going to be sweet. Like it's pretty freaking cool.
Has Cat VR come out with a new model recently? Because chat, like, I guess for a reference, Garrett and I have been talking about omnidirectional treadmills since like 2019.
Yeah.
Right. This is the first time either one of us have tried one. We've been wanting to check it out, and I'm pretty sure Cat VR was the one that came out with the omnidirectional treadmill that we were talking about in 2019. And it looks like it's the same model as what they had in 2019. So I'm just curious, like, are they changing it?
Hang on. I'm trying to get a timeline on this. What products has Cat VR made and released, and when? So the Catwalk C was released in 2020, it says, which was the first personal treadmill. So that was the one we probably saw originally.
Okay.
And then the C2 released in 2022. And then they had a C2 Plus, which also released in 2022 as kind of like an upgraded version of that.
Okay.
And then the C2 Core, which is the one that they sent me. This is the C2 Core. It says it was announced in July 2023 and shipped in August 2023.
Okay. So there has been good innovation and changing.
Yeah. And then the Cat Nexus, which is the thing that I've been saying. That's the thing that connects to your Wi-Fi router so you can play with Quest games. That is fantastic. Like that thing's really nice. I've been really enjoying that. That was released.
Oh, you have one?
I do have one. Yeah. It's just this little thing. I could probably pull it off if I wanted, but I don't want to. But it's just this little dongle that you connect to your Wi-Fi, and then that's what connects. It connects this to the Quest 2 or 3 or whichever one you're using.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. What did the C look? So it kind of feels like they're doing kind of the iterative approach, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's like they're making small improvements.
Yeah.
I'm looking at like the C2 Plus.
It's probably a hard business to scale.
Right, because like first off, like this obviously like this got sent to me for free, but if you were to buy this is like a $1,000 thing, you know? Like there's a lot of things you could get in the gaming world for $1,000 that are, you know, as fun or if not more, you know. I really like this thing, but
yeah,
you know, I don't it's a hard price to swallow. They do good they do really awesome like deals every once in a while, but it's still gonna cost you a pretty penny.
I'd imagine it's really good for arcades. Like it definitely has use cases. There's probably not a ton of people with them in their house. But I'm sure there's like really good use cases for arcades or for like people doing specific like training or, you know.
So one of the things that, again, I mentioned this lady a little while ago. There's a girl who has done an entire fitness journey through an omnidirectional treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
And like after yesterday, after playing for, oh man, I feel like the stream was like 2 hours long, but the actual play time was like maybe 20 minutes after working through all the issues. But those 20 minutes that I was actually running around and playing and whatnot was an insane workwort. Insane workout that I didn't even realize. Like when I finally took off the headset to end the stream and pulled off like the belt, I was sweating like crazy. I was like, holy crap. So I've seen a few people who have been like, this is cheaper than most gym subscriptions for a year. So like if you were to buy it and then, you know, play games with it, it would be about as much as a gym subscription would be. So
I get that. That's interesting.
One interesting way of looking at it. Like a more high-end gym subscription where it's like more personalized to you, you know, like having like a personal trainer. This would technically be cheaper than that, probably more enjoyable, and you'd probably actually use it unlike a gym membership, you know. So that's kind of an interesting use case. I've heard a few people say, and I believe it. Like it is a fetching workout doing that thing.
I don't know if you've ever used Peloton, the bikes.
I haven't, but I've heard a lot about them. Like
they have the giant screens on them, right?
Right.
They came out with a game that became super popular where they have a little knob on their things that adjust the difficulty of the ride.
Mm-hmm.
right? They came out with a game mode where you're pedaling your bike, and then you have to adjust the difficulty to go move left and right, kind of like a Guitar Hero type thing where you try to collect a bunch of stuff. So it's a gamified exercise thing. Like, and that's very popular. I saw actually recently, probably in the last 4 months, they were hiring more game developers at Peloton to try and get more people to make more gamified experiences. So to me, like, I've always loved since the day of Self-Aid Arcade, which whoever is in here that always comments about how crappy Self-Aid Arcade is.
That was our first game, baby.
Yeah. The concept of like exercise and working out is so cool still. Or not exercise, VR and working out is so cool. And it's going to be a very like big thing. I could see going to a gym and having a VR headset on a bike there and like playing a game like Mario Kart.
Yeah, I actually got a job offer like right before Sail single player released. I actually like interviewed with a couple of VR companies just because I was thinking like, oh, like there's a few things we had to do to finish up Sail VR. Like I might as well be making some money in the meantime. And I actually got a contract offer to work for a team called BlackRock VR is what I think it was, or Black Box VR.
Yeah, Black Box.
Black Box VR. They do basically VR gyms where you go and they have something like this, and it's like connected to their proprietary. Black Box VR Fitness is the thing.
Yeah,
super interesting. But yeah, you basically go put on a VR headset and you play games for 2 hours, but it's an insane workout because of the way they do all of their different, like the way they have this crazy machine thing. And the thing that they wanted me
send you some stuff.
Black Box.
Send you a thing there.
Could reach out to them. They were interesting because what they were trying to do when they were talking to me is they wanted to make multiplayer games so that basically like you could
that's cool.
Go up against other people who are working out and it'll be kind of like a competitive thing. I've seen Peloton do that same thing. Like if you're in a wheel class, they will show you your rank against the other people in the spin class.
It's very motivating.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like people don't realize how much that like does for like working out if it's like a little bit of competition. Like I go play basketball on Wednesday nights with just like some of the local people here, and like you just forget how much you're working out because you're playing a game, you're having fun, you know.
For sure.
Exercise and fitness in a gamified fashion is just honestly one of the best ways to do it.
So there's only one Black Box VR location. It's in Idaho.
I'm close by.
In Meridian, Idaho.
Oh man, how far is
That'd be interesting though if they had hardware that they could send to people or like manufacture. Because like it's a hard thing. I get it. But like working with somebody that manufactures hardware already, like a Peloton, would be interesting.
That's what I always thought. I always thought like it's not going to be long before Peloton teams up with Meta to create some kind of VR app to accompany their bikes, you know? Because like I saw this thing on TikTok the other day that I thought was so cool. It's a YouTube video that's like 2 hours long, but what you do is you're supposed to set your treadmill to a certain speed and it will be in time with the YouTube video and you will walk through Hogwarts. So like you just sit there and walk, but like because you set it to the right speed, it feels like you're walking through Hogwarts. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I can't imagine Peloton wouldn't be looking into something like VR where it's like put on the headset and now you're bike riding through London or Paris or like
all you really need is an accelerometer on the pedals, right? That's it.
Yeah.
Like that's not a lot.
And they have to have it. There's no way they don't have that data because they're comparing you against other people in spin classes, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, but
it's crazy.
I don't know. I obviously like fitness in VR is kind of a hard sell. I've talked to a few devs in this space, and almost all of them are doing some sort of like subscription model, which is interesting, I guess. But it's a hard sell because obviously like the typical audience of VR right now is 13 to 18-year-old boys, But there are a few people who have been getting into it. So, I don't know.
There is the Self-Aid Arcade hater, General Milo.
General Milo. What? It's funny because General Milo is like the biggest CLVR supporter. No, he's the best. He's one of our mods in the CLVR Discord, and he's one of our few inquisitors in CLVR. Oh, that's a whole nother thing we should talk about sometime is game moderation. Who's done it well and who hasn't?
Yeah.
In-game moderation. Definitely. Anyway, that's the omnidirectional treadmill.
Well, I hope you can get it working. I would love to hear more about it. Let us know how shredded you get in a couple weeks. We expect a physique update.
So it's gonna be mostly in my thighs, dude. It's like crazy leg workout. Not much on the arm side of thing, but thighs wise, holy crap, they were burning yesterday. But I also wonder if that's because it wasn't calibrated properly. So like to even walk at a decent speed, I was like full sprinting. But it feels pretty good. Like that's what my wife was asking me afterwards. She's like, "How does it feel?" And I was like, "Pretty." Like obviously you can tell like you're sliding on a plate, but once your brain kind of adjusts to it, it's like, okay, this is how we move. It's pretty freaking sweet. Like I don't know. I'm excited to try out. Like I want to try like a horror game or something where like it's necessary to run and sprint. See if I can't.
Gotta get that spoopy game, Garrett.
Gotta get us a spoopy game. Everyone wants me to jump into Phasmophobia, and I'm like, oh no. Oh no.
I'm telling you, get that one that I told you about. Just try it. Let me find it again. It's one of the ones we put on our tier list. Let me find the stupid. I keep on even I'm looking for the Oculus app on my phone. It's like, no, it's called the Meta app.
No, it's not even called the Meta app. It's not even the Meta app. It's the Meta Horizons app now, and you'll never guess what the symbol is for it. It's not an M. It's O.
Good branding.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad.
Let's see. The name of the game is.
I don't know. Dang. Cat VR has been super cool. I've liked working with them. They're really cool people, and I think they've done a great job like working with influencers and stuff, which has been fun. Yeah. And they like my post about the omnidirectional treadmill did really well, and so they've been super excited to work with us. And I don't know, like maybe they'll be chill enough that maybe one day we could get them to do like some kind of giveaway or something. We'll see.
Dude, let's do it. Give it to me. Give away to the other podcast.
Give away winner to Declan.
Yeah.
Oh, Sail Thief. Meta better not be watching and remove my game. We finally did it. Dude, we're in the top 50 most popular games right now, Sail VR.
Heck yeah. Congrats, dude.
That's huge. My cousin texted me last night. He's like, dude, you're in the top 50. I was like, no way. I go look on myself. I was like, holy crap, we are.
That's awesome.
So to all the people who said Sail VR would never work,
suck it.
Can't flip off
the game I was talking about is called Lies Beneath.
Oh, yeah. I doubt that has. Oh, bummer. It doesn't have Cat VR support. Oh, so sad. Bummer. MetaQuest games. What are the MetaQuest games that work?
2025 is going to be the year of freaking XR, General Milo.
Wait, what?
It's just going to, he said it's going to be the year of sale. I said it's just going to be the year of XR, VR, AR.
I do think it's going to be a good year if freaking Meta figures out the crap for Christmas. Like, holy crap.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I literally will make a good feeling. Literally gonna make a tutorial so everyone knows how to do it. It's making me sick to think that like people are gonna be getting their headset and just like this lady, they're gonna send it back. If they can't figure it out, they're gonna send it back, and Meta's gonna be like, "Oh well, it's just like wasn't ready." It's like, no, that's 100% your fault.
You have 5 billion developers. Like, surely you have to have a UX designer.
I know for a fact they have like psychology majors who sit in there thinking about the easiest way for things to work. It's like something's not clicking here.
People are complaining about rewards. Is that for your stream?
Maybe you can look at the rewards. Oh, these are the influencers who want their stuff. Yeah, Milo, we'll bring back Garrett's guides. Relaunch the channel. Bring it back.
It's all about how to protect your child in a VR headset. How to turn on parental controls.
Exactly. Hey, there's a need. See a need, fill a need. Name that movie, chat. Name that movie.
I don't know.
Someone was asking me yesterday if Blade and Sorcery works in the omnidirectional treadmill. It does.
I would hope so. I feel like Blade and Sorcery goes for everything. You got to get your haptic feedback vest and your omnidirectional treadmill all geared up.
I'm excited about that. I'm gonna be popping that one open tomorrow to make a post about it. Probably be sick.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway.
Well, cool guys. I think that's probably it for the podcast today. Garrett, do you have time after this to maybe play that fun game that we played last week?
You playing some more Buckshot?
Dude, I've been thinking about it for
Let's do it. Let's play some Buckshot. Chat, you want to play some Buckshot roulette? I'm down. Let's close this thing off and let's play some Buckshot.
Awesome. What time is it? Thanks for everybody jumping into the podcast. It is 3:19 your time. We enjoyed it. We went for hour 10. Pretty good. If you have any recommendations for the podcast, please let us know. We're still trying to figure it out. So I've gotten a couple people. There's somebody who joined us today that I met through some developer stuff and had no idea that they listened to our podcast. And then he was like saying stuff about our podcast in one of the meetings I was in with him today. So it's pretty cool. Like we're starting to get more people that aren't just necessarily from your YouTube channel listening to the podcast too. So
let's go.
It's exciting stuff.
I'm talking to actual adults. I love you guys.
So yeah, don't go away. We're gonna just turn off the stream and then jump right back on the stream. Garrett's gonna turn his on.
Yep, I'm gonna switch over to regular stream. All right, peace out, guys. If you don't catch us next time live next week, we'll be back on Wednesday. Hopefully, we have a special guest. If not,
yes,
we'll get him on there at some point. But
I'll be better about reminding Garrett much earlier, more than just a day in advance.
I've had the craziest week. That's why I had everything has been nuts. But yeah, so this is the Practical Reality Podcast. We go live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
And we usually go for about an hour. And if you didn't catch us live, catch us on Spotify, Amazon Music, or Apple Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. We're probably there. And we will see you guys on the next one.
See you guys.
Peace.